day and welcome to the Origsburg Area Free Public Library. My name is Mrs. Price and today we're going to read our Tuesday Story Hour, The Legend of Spookly the Square Pumpkin, written by Joe Triano. And the pictures were done by Susan Banta. And there's Spookly the Square Pumpkin. It even comes with a CD. Written by Joe. One day in the pumpkin patch, the strangest little pumpkin hatched. Spookly wasn't like his friends. When they had curves, he had ends. Spookly was different. He was odd. He was rare. Spookly the pumpkin wasn't round. He was square. While the round pumpkins had fun rolling along, poor Spookly sat there shaped all wrong. He tried and tried with all his might, but he couldn't budge. He sat tight. The other pumpkins teased him because he was square. Spookly wished he was round and could roll everywhere. That is, until one night when they all discovered it's fine to be round when the weather is fair, but there are times it's better to be square. A mighty storm blew across the bay. It tossed the round pumpkins to and fro. It snapped their vines, and off they go, bouncing left and slamming right, banging, bashing. What a sight! Spookly sat there, filled with fright, but glad to be square that night. Roll. Suddenly, the fence gave way. 3 pumpkins rolled out into the bay. Oh no, they're falling out down there. Spookly knew what must be done. It was up to him. He was the one. He teetered, he tottered, he tripped and he tried. And finally flipped. He was on his side. And again he tipped. And again he flopped. And again he flipped. And then he stopped. Right in the gap where the fence had snapped. He blocked the way. The hole was capped. The pumpkin shouted, hooray! Spookly the square pumpkin had saved the day. Then a pumpkin hit him with a whack. He thought his shell would start to crack. Then another one hit him with a thump, and another one with a smack. They kept rolling, but he didn't. Then one by one, a ton of pumpkins piled on the stack, with a bang and a bash and a crunch and a crash, and then all went black. At dawn, when the storm had stopped, the farmer came out to check his crop. He picked his pumpkins up one by one and laid them out in the warm, dry sun. And when he last was moved away, the farmer could see who had saved the day. An odd-shaped pumpkin, short and dense, was wedged against his broken fence. Its shell was bruised and its stem was too, but there was brave little Spookly sitting straight and strong and true. Right then and there, the farmer knew, of all the seeds he'd ever sown, Spookly's were the most special that he had ever grown. And the next year, when it was time to sow, he sowed these seeds in every row. He watered and he weeded and watched them grow. And then, that morning about mid-June, when the pumpkin patch began to bloom, there were tiny pumpkins everywhere, hundreds and hundreds of them, mostly square. But some were cubes and some were rectangles, some were flat and others were triangles. There was a bed of bright red ones and a row of blue ones, and there were polka dot pumpkins and rainbow ones too. There are thousands of colors and hundreds of shapes, and oh, what a garden variety makes. Now every year, Spookly's pat is quite a scene. People come from far and near to see what wonders grew that year. They stop, they gawp, they gaze, they stare. They pick a pumpkin that's round, triangular, or perfectly square. Now you know the story of how Spookly grew. Maybe someday, if you'll tell someone too, they'll go and tell someone who will tell another. And maybe one day we'll all discover you can't judge a book or a pumpkin by its cover. And that is the legend of Spookly the Square Pumpkin. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you come in and pick up a craft bag and make your own square pumpkin. Thanks again and have a great day.